Indeed, the time has come for Sweden to prove just how overpowered they are. I have unwittingly stumbled into World War Zero. It's just my purging Holy War of Flanders. But maybe I should take a moment to outline exactly what went wrong in towards the end of our last stream. So we were fairly clinical. We managed to jump on Rome and rename it into Shitatsu Show's Holiday Rome. We are currently making it into our core, and we're quite close, and it was extremely expensive. I don't want to lose it, although it only has a level 2 fort. I really don't want to lose that. The troops we have on the mainland are somewhat few and scattered about. Granted, we have this 90,000 to deal with Flanders, but I can't help but feel that I should really pull back, because the combined might of France and Austria, yeah, not so hot. I mean, on paper, I've got more men, but you have to remember, a lot of them are stuck in Great Britain at the moment, and they're not going to be coming home anytime soon. So that's an issue. I was... Oh right, I haven't gone over what started it all. So yes, the previous war went quite well. I'm trying to remember exactly what I got out of it. Yeah, I'm really trying to remember. What was that war even about? I was at war? I must be. What did I do? Okay, so I can barely remember what happened last stream, but I think I vassalized Bohemia as part of it. Whatever, go watch the last stream if you don't know. I sure don't. Maybe I should have watched it. But in the war, we were brutalising Great Britain as well. I think we're knocking them off one at a time, so we're able to make separate pieces not to go over our overextension limit, which are currently straddling at 93%. So we took a great deal of British land, we finished off the Scotch, and now we are working our way down to Cumbria. We started coring it, it's not even 1% done, and we're back at war with Great Britain. Now the reason that happened is because we declared war on Flanders, and we saw that, well, they weren't allied with Great Britain at the time of that, I'm sure, but they were allied with Austria, Trier and Würzburg, and I thought, well, okay, worst case scenario, Austria becomes war leader. He'll bring in his big friends, but Spain isn't going to be much of a deal. We already took the Spanish land and cored it. We were able to take Taiwan and... yep, off Spain. And amazingly, in a war that was France's war, they gave us Holland. They annexed Holland in our name, just gave it to us. So thank you very much for that. We cored it. No claim, because that's how we roll around here. So, yeah. So we fought Flanders. Austria did get called in, but they didn't become war leader. Flanders remained war leader, and I went, oh, this is going to be too easy. Then, after a month or two, Milan did become war leader. And Milan called in their friends. And Naples then became war leader for a few days. Because Naples was the war leader and Naples was in the coalition against me, they brought in the coalition, which included Great Britain. So thanks for that, buddy. But Naples was allied to France, so France took over, and France became war leader. And I'm sure France are probably going to bring in their allies, which may or may not include Japan. That would not be good. Hopefully they do not. Actually, we could brutalize Japan without many losses. And it could be a good way to expand our holdings around here. Nonetheless, I don't want these provinces to fall. So in the off chance that Japan do get involved, let's march a 20 stack over there to deal with anything that comes our way. First things first, we want GB out of this war. Hopefully they'll be keen for peace because we did brutalise them. However, length of war modifier and ally in a war is a horrible modifier, so we may just have to carpet him and wait a little while. Yeah, that would suck, but needs must, I suppose. The worst thing about GB being in the war is that they're preventing us from coring British cores. Unsurprisingly, it's all of those. So, what will we do? We need to ascertain the situation here. The situation is that these troops are stranded, even with a half-decent general on the case. I don't think they're going to fare too well. The composition is quite nice. still. It's an HRE war. Well, the Emperor is involved, aren't they? Yes, Milan is involved. So people can just walk through Holy Roman Empire provinces. So people can just march down into Shitatsu Show's Holiday Rome and wreck us there. But we can work that to our advantage as well. After all, we can march down into it. This stack here, what are you? You're a pretty powerful 48 stack with perfect composition. I think what I want to do is pull all of my troops back a bit into my high supply limit areas. So you there, march like this. We managed to core all this land, so I don't really mind anything getting ravaged here. I'm sure Bohemia is going to cost us here, but I'm going to make that work to my benefit. You folks hang out there, and so we'll have a good 100 or so folk to deal with this. How many cannons do we have there? We'll have 28 from you, and 20 from you. That should be more than enough. So what I really need is a ton of infantry right about now. I already enacted a policy to give me a little headway in terms of morale. And we have been banking up the true buckets of ducats for all eternity now, so let us wage economical warfare. So these folks will all be ready in a couple of months. I reckon 80,000 of them is a good number. The hypest gameplay on Twitch today. And this, my friends, is why we take quantity. The best military idea group. Of course, we also have offensive. Is 80 really enough, though? Can't help but feel I should have a few more, just in case. After all, this is going to be one hell of a big war. You know, there are few situations where having more troops isn't the answer. We'll make it 120. Seems highly logical. Well, not there. That's got a very long waiting time for troops. Right, are any of these places much too long? Something like 50? Yeah, you're 61. Forget you, you're like 52. Too long. .48 and 49, they'll have to do. Alright, so that should bulk out our forces quite a bit. So yes, I strongly believe in a bit of a retreat here. So our vassals will get shredded. Bohemia and Alsace. However, that will probably work to our benefit in a manner of reducing our war score, which oddly enough we will want. Now, you are probably going to be desperately trying to raise troops here, although I think I hammered your everything. Still, there is no time. We will march on the southernmost provinces to prevent them from becoming a nuisance. You're already out of exile, so down you go. Okay, another concern is these provinces will probably fall quite quickly, which could put our fleets in danger. So I want them to return to Bornholm. At least Bornholm will be quite safe. Keep our navy there because at least our fleet in Great Britain is not in danger. Jake, you've got a 62-day infantry. Well spotted. More troops are better troops. Never forget that. Some of you guys in chat, you have brilliant eyesight. Thank you kindly. Could raise war taxes, but let's see if we can do without. Morale of armies. I'd rather have a discipline advisor, but if ifs and buts were candy and also nuts, then something. It's a shame, we still like each other and yet we're forced to be at war. Alright, so ignoring all those for a while, what else do we have to worry about? Yeah, our Saxony missionary is a slight concern. France's forces are exiled, so they can't fight them. But I'm sure someone will fight them for us. So, did anybody else get involved? There is the question. I'm thinking along the lines of Japan. Nope. Probably the length of war is coming to save me here. Good, I'm really glad I cornered off Ashanti here. I may have to do the same to keep Oyo at bay as well, but that's no problem. Jake, spam place colonists to make use of your infinite monies. It's not a bad idea, is it? It'll grow anyway. But nonetheless, no, I'm in no hurry. Just have them grow the way God intended. The way the great shaman in the sky declared it to be so. Okay, so peace with GB, yeah, length of war really hurting us here, even though the British strength is gravely low. However, a few occupations will sort them out, no problem I'm sure. Especially if those occupations include the capital. Town Hall, yeah, of course. So you folks got back to Bornholm. Continue with the privateering. What was it anyway? Were you both privateering or were one of you protecting trade? What are you doing? How it would be nice if you actually said what you were doing. Are you against the Ottomans? I think you're privateering the Ottomans. Alright, you folks just privateer London then. But stay home at war and pop. There goes power projection up to 95. That's a lot of extra morale. How much morale are we looking at? 6.3. If only I could see the enemy morale. I'm gonna spend a bit of... Well, this will tell me what Flanders is at least. Other than wrecked. Nice. I know I said I want to pull back a bit, but I really don't want Saxony to fall to those. Austria, could you do something about them for me, please? No, you're more interested in Bohemerwald. You monster. Alright, they're just coring it. I thought they were culture converting Bohemian lands, but no, that wouldn't be possible if Bohemia still exists. DDR Jake, have you blocked Siberia already? Yes, sirree. We just have to do a little bit about this Castilian culture, but don't you worry, girly. It'll be revoked. Thankfully, we didn't find much gold. Gold is a worthless province, a worthless trade good to pagans. This looks good. Alright, maybe, just maybe, you can do a quick number on that without being caught. Now I'm actually counting on my vassals to give them some free war score so I don't get called for peace here. So Godspeed, vassals. Oh, shoot, I see what he's up to. It's alright, I just need to swiftly destroy these. Using our Swedish super soldiers. Spain getting Canada. Yeah, didn't you know? Spanida. The greatest area of the world. Alright, 120 armies. Everybody get over to... Gee, not much supply limit, whichever way you look at it. Alright, let's ease it up a bit then. Split you up into smaller amounts. 60 of you over to Riga. And everybody else. That doesn't look like everybody else. Who isn't moving? Everyone else goes to Ostpreußen, but I think I missed a couple of stacks here. Yep, rally points. They'd be great, wouldn't they? Done. Just the stability we were looking for. So our troops keep ourselves held back, let the enemy come to us, and we shall march in and destroy them. It'll be clinical. But I need GB out of this war as ASAP as possible. I'm willing to give them a concede defeat, but not a thing more. They wouldn't even take anything. Which I find surprising. They wouldn't even take... Yeah, they would take that, but they aren't having it. Like I said, they get concede defeat and nothing else. And when a few of those provinces fall, it'll work out for us. God bless 93% fort defense. Also, this is rather nice. Nobody is going for Shitatsu Sho's Holiday Rome, which means I could blast Naples out of the war. Not really interested in expanding my Italian holdings at the moment, so simply getting them out of the war would be nice. Mind you, they're not going to want that anytime soon. Keep that stability high. That's thanks to having more than 100 opinion from Sexy Longberg. Also check... Oh, he disappeared on us again. Here he is. Adolf Johann Sandals. He must have attached flubber or something to his sandals, because he is gunning for it. He goes to Gotland, he arrives in the northern Baltic, does a U-turn and slingshots himself. Holy crap. He's too fast for me. I love that. Jake, why even make peace with Great Britain? Well, I need them out of the war so I can continue these corings. There is a lot of land that I can stand to gain in this war, particularly my Austrian claims. And I can finally start hamming into France. Not to mention I need to get land off of Flanders that I can feed to Brabant. Yeah, Brabant is currently in a world of trouble. He's 6 maneuver colonist. Didn't I harsh treat Colombia anyway? Take care of you. Now, where's my head at? I should make an ultimate fighting force. Current combat width, and I think I'm the tech leader when it comes to military matters, is 23 plus 15. So it's really 38. 24 and 20, huh? The ultimate fighting force would be 38, I see. What do I want on top of you? 18 cannons. The rest of you can stay there. Alright. Ultimate fighting force, engage. Somebody says, why doesn't Jake use keyboard shortcuts? I'm just not a big fan of them. I use some, but not all of them. Okay, there we go. That's a fairly good fighting force. Too big though, we need to split you in half. And give you a half-decent general each, preferably with good fire. Unfortunately, the enemy isn't coming for us, so what do we do there? They seem to be somewhat preoccupied. Austria is somebody we would like to smash out of the war. They have a lot of men, and their capital is fairly close to us. Unfortunately, their fort defense is through the roof. They do not, thankfully, have the Diplomatic Defense Act. In fact, they have no policies whatsoever. Fort levels looking 2 across the board. Our manpower pretty high, going up by 7k per month. Okay, I reckon we could do something with this. Jake, do people still laugh at your army? Yes, but not for very long. How are you feeling now, GB? Not too well, I see. What was that noise, Jake? I live under the stairs, so occasionally the stairs above me go creak, creak. Not Lincoln. Well, we care not for them. They're only peasants. Okay, need to be fairly careful, but I think we'll be alright. That's an unfortunately cavalry heavy stack I have there. And another one bites the dust, and another one down, and another one down. Come on, GB. I won't even offer defeat, I will give you a ducat. Will not betray their ally for gold. That's precious. Okay, what will you betray your ally for? Gee, I don't want to do any of these. We'll give you defeat and nothing more. It's just important to get out of that war, and if I white peaced, it would give me an even longer truce with them, which I don't want. Still, don't I have a mission to claim one of their lands? Northumberland. That I can do. Meanwhile, everybody get up to Lothian, please. I'll sort you out in a wee bit. Holy smokes. Alright, we have claimed Shitatsu Sho's Holiday Rome, first order of business. Let's get a bitter fort going there, because we're going to need it, I get the feeling. Jake, what is your force limit? Force limit of 470, we're currently fielding 488 troops. Yeah, that seems like a fair enough stack for holding these. 40, 50, 60, 76. That's the supply limit. But still, we'll split you in half. Want to go on offensive, but know that the enemy is many. Supply limits around here are not very forgiving. just charge in anyway. Perhaps we should. Let's just march on Vienne. I know it's stupid, but let's just go on the offensive anyway. Besides, I want it to be exciting as well. Hup. Hey, Zenaria? Zenon? Zenon. Welcome to the stream, Zenon. So we're going to chew on a whole bunch of attrition marching into their lands, but that's okay. I think they're going to take the bait. Plus we've got 14 ducats of loot. Who can argue with that? I certainly cannot. Alright, good to see that our vassals have better supply limit than we can muster ourselves. But let's hope that they take the bait in Wienne instead of going for us. You go there, you go there, you, Warsaw, Sandom, Krakow. Come on, my friend. There are many of you and not many of us. Let's infiltrate those administrates whilst we can. And let's also get that claim on Northumberland for our mission. We're not exactly hurting for dip, so let's get that extra merchant. What are we going to do with them? I don't even know. We have quite a bit of power there, but it's not enough to really justify a merchant. Oh, we got tons in Kiev. And Krakow. Fine with most of it going to Krakow, but from there we should really get it transferred. If you flip between transferring and collecting, he arrives instantly. And there we go. Good 4 ducats up to the Baltic, which increased by roughly 10%. And over to Lubeck, where we collect most of everything. Jake built a few Marks forts in a few provinces dotted around to have a mega supply limit to store troops. It's an idea, but probably not one that I'll use. Oh, I used all my dip. I can't build those dip buildings that I want. Well, not to worry. Right, what are you doing? Yes, he's going for Wienne. No, he changed his mind. Why? Why do you do these things? There are so many of you. Also check that war score, -30. But I highly doubt he's about to throw peace talks at us. I don't mind losing these battles anyway. Like I said, they work in my favour. They stop me from getting called to peace for winning the war. And I will win this war. I will crush the enemy. So hard. Somebody was nice enough to ask how I'm doing today. I'm doing very well, thank you. Won't you come to Wienne? Fills me with a bit of dismay that he's going for Ostmach. But I want to keep my troops in such a position where they can march on Wienne.